is a great example on the Matrix LED headlight. We came here with 2%. Hello and welcome to roaming Norway. I'm driving through the mountains, beautiful red sky, and we are way into our 11-hour plus long trip. I'm starting here just to explain what you will see in this video. We are installing the new Tesla holiday update. New arrival state of charge modifier for the route planner, auto shift everywhere for 3-point turns and stuff like that. A lot of other things. In this episode, we will install the update. We are traveling from Trondheim to Bergen through the mountains, and it's 11 hours plus, multiple charging stops, of course. We will look at the updates that are announced, and in the release notes, we will look at the updates that's maybe more hidden. Anyways, in addition to this holiday update that's completely new, I just got it and I installed it on the road trip here, and you will see that in this video. We will road trip an electric car, rear wheel drive, LFP battery, Model 3. Does this work in super wintry cold conditions? And we will look at the efficiency of the entire trip and see if it's viable. We will also arrive at chargers as a low state of charge as possible to move the fastest. So thank you so much for watching this video. Enjoy! We are in a parking garage in Trondheim. We are about to embark on an 11-hour plus charging journey towards Bergen. It is through the fjords, through the mountains, absolutely crazy roads, and I can't wait to see what kind of things we will discover on the route. We have the new holiday update, the cool one with all the new stuff. I'll download that via my mobile hotspot, and in this video I will test out the new route planner, all the new things that are in the holiday update. So stay tuned for that. So we are going to Bergen basically. We can just put in Bergen here. And this is the old route planner, because you can see the update here. I'll install the update. So it says that we should drive this road. I don't really want to drive this road because of all the ferries that we have to take to get down to where we want to go. I kind of want to go here, maybe here, and then through this place here. Then maybe one ferry here anyways. Yeah, we will see which route we end up taking, but it's not the one that's recommended here at least. But we need to charge pretty early on because we are at 29%, because the chargers in the parking house are all out of order. There's so many like trickle chargers here, like 3.7 kilowatts. That would have been perfect for me staying here a weekend. But they're all out of order, which absolutely sucks. So we start with 29%. So a major disadvantage to start with. But this is such a long journey, so we will see where it brings us. We just needed a very quick pit stop here at Klett or Leinstrand before we go to Oppdal, which is on top of the mountain. So zero, we have just been here for a few minutes and we have 0% on arrival. I think we will have like 2% on arrival here is perfect before we leave. So I just went back to the car and we are ready to leave in just a few minutes. A perfect 3% arrival. We will of course check the energy graph here to see how much we actually use, and yeah, seems like a great arrival. And the software update, the holiday update, seems to be ready very soon, and then I'll leave the car and let it update so we get all the new features to test. Stay below 94 kilometers per hour to reach the destination. Absolutely not. I'll never follow this advice, but I do recommend following it if you want to arrive with kinda like a buffer. I like to feather it in and get to as close to zero as possible without actually, yeah, running out of juice, of course. So you might ask, why do you want to arrive at such low state of charge? It's dangerous, you will run out. Well, I know my car. I have driven this car for a while. I've driven other Teslas for many over 100,000 kilometers. I know how they behave. I know what kind of weather conditions that actually affect the range. I know that the route planner itself is very good at actually estimating the correct range. And the fastest way to road trip most electric cars is to arrive at zero, charge just enough to get to the next charger. I have repeated this so many times, and especially in Teslas, you want to arrive as low as possible. There are some exceptions, like the Plaid Model S and X, which does charge a little bit faster after 10%, I think, so you want to arrive with 10%. Or close to 10%, but for this pack, for all other Teslas that I've seen, you want to arrive as close to zero as possible. And you might say, oh, I don't feel comfortable doing that. Of course, many people don't feel comfortable arriving with such a low state of charge, and that's fine, but your trip will be overall slower if you arrive with a higher state of charge. So I always try to arrive with a low state of charge as possible. Exceptions for me are mountain passes. I don't stretch it on mountain passes. I don't want to run out of battery on top of a mountain it can be areas without cell reception. It can be actually dangerous. So that, of course, I won't run out that. I won't run out in long tunnels, and of course I won't run out in general. It's not legal to run out of energy in your car. Doesn't matter if it's a fossil car or if it's an electric car. It doesn't matter, you shouldn't run out. But I'm extra careful on tunnels, bridges and mountain passes, of course. But right now we have 2% estimated arrival. That's more than enough, and you can always drive slower and you will get more energy at arrival, always in an electric car. If your route planner is inaccurate, you of course need to keep that in mind. Not everyone has an accurate route planner in their car, but take your car on a road trip, test it, push the limits a little bit, not like running out risk, but just push the limits a little bit. That's how you learn your car. Also, if you use a guessometer, I recommend turning the car over to percentage if possible. If you have it on percentage, you have like a constant stream of energy removed from the battery when driving. It's the one way you can really know your car. And I think a lot of people would benefit from actually having the car in percentage instead of miles, especially when even if it's a guessometer, because a guessometer just estimates based on your previous driving, but you don't know what's coming up. So a guessometer is, in my opinion, a very it's not a good thing, a guessometer. I think the proper way to learn your electric car is to have it in percentage, or at least like a constant stream of energy that's based on a constant. So you always know, okay, from this to there with so much elevation we use approximately 5, 6, 7% on this stretch. You will automatically get that kind of intuition in your car. So if you have a car where it's possible to have percentage instead of miles, even if it's rated miles or a guessometer, I recommend turning it over to percentage and at least testing it if it works for you. Of course, for some people it won't work, and that's completely fine. But I just recommend testing it and getting to know and learn how your car behaves in different weather conditions, different types of roads, elevations, wind. And then you get that kind of intuition on how much energy will we use on this stretch. And it's also easy to calculate. If you're into calculating, you can just take the percentage times the battery capacity. That's how much energy you approximately have left. Then you can look at your efficiency and make sure that you have a low enough watt-hour usage per mile or per kilometer to reach your destination with mathematics, if you're into that. But doesn't really matter, and that's just for the super nerds. But I think a percentage is a great way to learn your car. That's the moral of this story. We are driven out of Trondheim. Trondheim is actually the third largest city in Norway. And well, it's a great city. I was there with some friends, which is why I'm vlogging like this right now. I didn't make a... I drove from Oslo actually to Trondheim, which is the least exciting route ever. So yeah, I'm making a video on this route instead, which is a crazy route through the mountains to get to Bergen. It's a really slow route as well, because yeah, as I said, it will take like 11 hours to drive, and this is a 45-minute flight. 45-minute flight, 11-hour drive. Think about that. Do you have any places in the US that's like that? If you're from the US or Europe, leave a comment down below. I'm curious. 45-minute flight, 11 hours driving with a ferry, I think, depending on the route we choose. And we will see along the way which route we choose. We have so much time to spend together that we will of course find the route along the way. But at least now we need, I want to, at least I made a decision to drive over a mountain called Dovrefjell, which is where the E6 goes. So that's the first decision I made. This means that we will charge on top of this, or the beginning of this mountain in Oppdal, which is a popular cabin location for people living in Trondheim. And yeah, anyways, I was in Trondheim with some friends, had a nice time. Now it's time to get all the way back to Bergen. And yeah, can't wait to get back to see my fiance and our dog Pekko, which is in like a dog hotel, and he enjoys the dog hotels. Actually, he thinks that's very nice. He can play with other dogs. He can yes, socialize with the trainers there. They are great. So he's having a nice time, a better time than if he was in the car itself here. I talked about a little creak in the steering wheel when turning, which was super annoying, and now it's gone. It's completely gone, so it hasn't been here for multiple hours when driving up here. So that creak went away, which is amazing. I hear some wind noise, but I guess it's just temporary, maybe, I don't know. We will see. And we are using autopilot, which works surprisingly well on the roads like these, which are roads with traffic in opposite directions, not highways. And yeah, just having a nice time, I think, in Oppdal. If we are going to install the software update, it'll take, it's the huge holiday update. It might take like up to 40 minutes to install, which is kind of insane. And if so, I'll have something to eat then. And you can't update while supercharging, so I think I'll supercharge first because the battery is warm on arrival. Always charge when the battery is warm. So yeah, that's another thing. Always charge when the battery is warm. So for example, if you don't have, like in Trondheim, we didn't have AC charging in the parking house, which sucks. Why doesn't all parking houses in Norway have AC slow charging? Anyways, I didn't get to AC charge, and the usual solution to that is to DC fast charge. And you want to DC fast charge on arrival in the city when your battery is warm, and you want to, yeah, you don't want the battery to stay at 100% the entire weekend if you're spending an entire weekend in the city. But like, you can fast charge it up to 80% and let it stay. It's fine, right? You don't want to fast charge when you're leaving because the battery is super cold, and it'll use so much energy to also get the warmth back in the battery for a fast charge. So yeah, that's the solution. My solution this weekend was to not charge at all, so we started with 29%. We stopped for like 4 or 5 minutes over at the Klett supercharger just to get enough to get up on the mountains and on the road, just get going. And yeah, I made an episode when driving from Lofoten about driving electric fast. And driving electric fast is usually arrive at low state of charge just enough to get to the next charger. The battery temperature is now 32.8 degrees. We did supercharge for like 5 minutes, which is the reason why the temperature in the battery is so high right now. Well, it's not high, it's not like overheating, but it's kind of like around perfect charging temperature, between 30 and 40 degrees Celsius. Of course, we are navigating to the supercharger, but as I mentioned, we have 3% on arrival, that means that the car may choose not to precondition. And the reason that it chooses not to precondition is to save battery, because preconditioning uses battery, of course. I'm driving around this beautiful snow landscape all alone at the moment. I don't know where all the other people are on the road. I don't really care. It's nice driving here alone. I see that the car has started preconditioning. We are now at 7% and it estimates 3% on arrival. So then the car decides that, okay, we can waste some energy for heating the battery to get a faster charging session on arrival. I like that. Very, very nice. So the battery temperature is now 31 degrees Celsius, and we will monitor the battery temperature as we get closer to arrival at the fast charger, which is 8 minutes away. We came here with 2%, perfect. I just plugged in, so we will see the ramp now. How fast will we charge when we have 33 degrees in the battery? I think we might get close to the maximum charging speed, which is about 170 kilowatts for this pack. Which is very, very nice to get. We will charge here for a little bit. I'll check the next charger, which is my way of doing this, and then I'll maximum 174. That's maximum. Amazing. 45 minutes is not the remaining time, that's the remaining time to 100%, which we will never charge to on a road trip. So 176. Is that a new record? Is that a new record? This is awesome at 33 degrees Celsius. So it doesn't really need any more preconditioning for such a low state of charge arrival. That's nice. So this pack is very nice to pull down low. 170 kilowatts. We will find the next charger, which is fast, because we just want to go as fast as possible. And I think that this one, and I don't think we need any more than 10 minutes here. But we want to do the software update if there is any amenities around there. I think there are. So we will do the software update once we have charged. Maybe we will just, you really don't want to leave the charger when you have good charging speed. That's the fastest way. So you want to leave when you are throttling. I think we need to go to Dombås here. So maybe we'll just charge enough to go to Dombås. Because then I don't like that this one. Yeah, you can still see the estimated arrival here, minus 22%. So we will just charge here for 10 minutes, like it says, even less than that. Then we will software update. I'll just find something to do around here. Maybe just take a tour of the Ionity and the new Tesla supercharger site here. And I'll keep you entertained, at least. So, yeah. The battery temperature is now up to 41 degrees Celsius, so 10 degrees increase in the battery pack, and we are still charging at 142 kilowatts, which is a nice charging speed. You don't want to unplug at this charging speed. Now we are installing a software update, so we are kind of like throwing all the time savings in the trash by doing a software update, but I really want to show you the new update. I have made an executive decision to not do the software update here. It's nothing here, and I know that Dombås has a lot of amenities, so we will just go to Dombås, which is 5 minutes to continue trip. apparently, according to the route planner here, and this one usually is accurate, so we will just have a very short charging session here. I think I can go over the charging session because I have this car connected to Tessie. Tessie is a data tracker which I recommend, so go to tessie.roamingnorway.com to use my referral for Tessie. It's the way I get all these charging curves, all the degradation information, and yeah, it's just generally a fantastic data tracker. A small tip for Tesla owners: just click the car like this and the climate stays on. No alarm will go if there are people in the car. It just stays on. Everything stays hot and nice, or cold if you are in a hot environment. So this is a very nice tip if you don't want to touch the screen and go and press keep or dog mode or whatever. Keep in mind that the car is unlocked, so you can't just leave it far away, but if you just need to run and do some errands, or if someone is just sitting in the car and you don't want the alarm to go off, this is the trick. 1 minute remaining. Let's see here, 122 kilowatts still. This is a very flat charging curve, so not that impressive if you're just staying for a little while. Normally I wouldn't actually leave at 120 kilowatts in this car, but considering the peak is 170 kilowatts and 140 is something I consider good in this car because of the efficiency. 122 is starting to get a little bit low, and if we can leave now at 40%, in 1 minute, like it says here, we will actually have had a pretty good charging curve for this car. And that's the way you move fast in electric. And we want to get to Dombås, and we want to do the software update. In Dombås here, it says 8% on arrival. That's more than enough, so I'll just unplug now and go immediately. Of course, the buttons on the V4 doesn't work. They never work. Someone gave me a tip in the comments to just use a sexy button for this, and I might set up that later. And the holsters suck as well. Okay, let's go. Time spent standing still without charging is completely useless. 12% on arrival, that's more than enough. Rear-wheel drive is fun, especially on icy surfaces. Let's see here if we can get the mic better planted here. Can you hear me now? Yeah, nice. That was an 11-minute charging stop. 11 minutes. And get the hell out of here. 11 minutes charging stop, 25 kilowatt hours added. We went from 2% to 44% in 11 minutes. That's decent enough, I would say. So it says 12% on arrival in Dombås. So let's see what it actually arrives with in Dombås. We are driving over the mountain, the first mountain of this trip, the first of many mountains. This one is spectacular, very, very nice, beautiful mountain, Dovrefjell. And yeah, stay tuned for some awesome views while we still have daylight. That's something we don't have for very long these days. So enjoy the daylight shots of Dovrefjell. Tesla has this very, very advanced octavalve system, which means that they can send the heat and cooling around the car as they wish. And since the battery temperature was high because we charged, it can send some of that heat into the cabin to heat the cabin. It's minus I don't know, 2 degrees outside, and it's like 19 degrees and comfortable inside the car without using any excessive energy, because you just take the excessive heat from the battery into the car. It's absolutely amazing. I love the Tesla system, and this means that Teslas are one of the most efficient cold weather cars, and also efficient in general. They are just amazing in cold weather because they can just take the heat from the motor, they can take the heat from the battery into the cabin, they can take the heat from the cabin into the battery. There are so many ways they can use this octavalve to really just gather all the heat that's available. And they also have this heat pump available, of course, which means that they can efficiently get the heat from even like when it's minus 30 outside. It's absolutely insane. They have to use some resistive heating. It's not resistive heating, but it's it's inefficient heating by spinning the rear motor in this case, because this is a rear-wheel drive car. But regardless, the total package is so efficient, and absolutely great to see that Tesla has this system. And this is why many people say that Teslas are great, fantastic winter cars. They really are fantastic winter cars when it comes to driving efficiency. Let's see our efficiency for this entire trip. It's 214 watt-hour per kilometer. We have been going up, just up and up elevation. We are now at 500 meters above sea level. We started at 0, so of course we are a little bit inefficient now. From the charger to here, 167 watt-hour per kilometer. Absolutely amazing to see, and very impressive. We'll just overtake this guy. And yeah, just impressed with the Tesla system and the way they handle heat management, really. We have climbed up to 1,000 meters above sea level. This means that we have climbed up from 0 to 1,000 meters, or a kilometer. And our average efficiency for this trip has been 221 watt-hour per kilometer, so pretty inefficient. We have been driving fast and we have been overtaking people, and there is no need to be efficient really to be fast with electric cars. It is more important to charge for shorter sessions at a fast speed. So yeah, that's our stats so far. We are now on the top of Dovrefjell, which is this mountain pass in the middle of Norway, really. It's where the E6 goes. It's one of, it's the main road through Norway, or at least from south to north. So, been driving here for many times before. And yeah, it's just stunning with like yellow sky with the blue mountains right now. Just an awesome contrast. And we have the worst car ever in front of us, but we have seen a lot of electric cars on the road here. So people are driving their electric cars over these mountain passes, no problem. So I've seen a BMW iX, I've seen a Polestar, I've seen multiple Teslas. So yeah, don't be afraid to drive over Norwegian mountain passes. They are very well maintained, and they have many security measures in place to make the mountain passes safe, even if there should be a snowstorm or ice on the roads or low visibility or fog, anything like that. They have great security measures to close down the mountain passes, or drive you can drive with a truck in front if I can't remember what it's called even. Yeah, doesn't really matter. Snow-covered mountains all around us, absolutely stunning to look at. The roads here are amazing to drive. You can pass people and you can drive safely but spiritedly. And yeah, I just love driving here. It's absolutely amazing. Oh, it's so absolutely stunning here. I forgot that this mountain pass also was stunning. There are so many stunning mountain passes in Norway. Anyways, we are getting into an average speed zone, which makes us able to use the new Tesla system. It's not new anymore, it has been there for over a year, I think, but it just gives us our average speed, so we can pass people and yeah, basically just drive. Yeah, keep us under the average speed that we need to stay at. Anyways, we have 8.6 kilometers left to Dombås supercharger, a very important supercharger in Norway. It's really just a great stop with many amenities, but also an important stop early on in the electric vehicle adoption in Norway. We are on top of a mountain. We are approximately 1,000 meters above sea level, still 924 meters above sea level. So we have 13% now on our battery, and we have 13% estimated at the charger. What does that mean? Well, it means we will lose elevation and regain energy into the battery with regeneration. And right now the car says it can accept 85 kilowatts of recuperation. That means that we will be charging at 85 kilowatts while we have maximum regen down. But we won't have maximum regen for very long. And altogether it doesn't add that much energy, but it does help slow the car without spending energy, of course, and it does add a little bit of energy, which is very, very nice. This car has a rear motor, so it's only regening on the rear motor. All-wheel drive cars will have regen on both motors, so they will actually have more regen available, which many people don't think about when they think about electric cars, which is very, very interesting. So yeah, okay, out of the average speed zone. Wow, it's colder here. It's minus 7 degrees Celsius. That's much colder than up on top of the mountains. Actually, the top of the mountains are rarely the coldest places. The coldest places are in the valleys. And here it's kind of slippery actually. I don't know why. -7 should be enough to dry up the snow and the ice, which usually means that we don't have slippery roads, but it's a little bit slippery here. Could be many reasons. So we will of course drive carefully, but these Hakkapeliitta 10 EV studded Nordic winter tires are just insane. It's just insane. Of course you slide a little bit with the back, with the tail of the car, a little bit tail happy, but yeah, nothing to worry about. It says 8 stalls available of 23 at Dombås. This means that there are a ton of people there. 7 stalls available of 23. Wow. So yeah, that's interesting. Doesn't matter that much for us. Site limitation, thinking maybe? No, it's 7 unoccupied. Should not be a site limitation for us since we have a maximum of 170 kilowatts, and we'll arrive with 13%, which means we will get around, the car will ask for 140, I think, 150, 160 maybe, but yeah, maybe 160. Yeah. So will be interesting to see this kind of full supercharger. Let's see here, 38 kilowatts, 47 kilowatts. There wasn't that many here actually. There's an e-Golf charging there. There is a new Ford Explorer electric charging down there. There are a couple of Teslas here, so it's not completely full. It says there are 6 available. Maybe the ones down there, the version 2 that everyone takes without knowing this one is faster. What? 175 kilowatts maximum. We can't get any better than this at 14%. Awesome. 37 degrees Celsius in the battery seems like a very good temperature. The next charger which we will take to get to Bergen is this one, and it says -13% on our arrival. We need 6 minutes here to go there. So I just need 6 minutes here. So it was like a 5-minute stop, then 11-minute stop, and then just a, I don't know, 10-minute stop here. 9 minutes, 8 minutes, I don't know, 147 kilowatts. Great speed, nothing to yeah, talk home about, but it's very nice for this pack, I would say. So 6 minutes here, install update. I'll just walk around and, I don't know, find something to do while the software update is installing. Then we will take a look at this completely new Tesla holiday update. Have you ever wondered how it is to drive around Norway? Leave a comment down below. I am curious to hear what your thoughts are. Anyways, I think this is the route we will take to Bismo here. This is through mountains. Then we will drive here, I think, and down to Stryn here, and then Nordfjordeid. E39 here, down there, and then a ferry, and then we are in Bergen, which is an absolute insane road. Okay, 0% on arrival in Skjåk. We'll charge for the estimated 3 minutes here, because we have such a good speed, 130 kilowatts, which is great. We have added 12 kilowatts, and I will, of course, recap the charging curve because of Tessie. If you are buying a Tesla, I would recommend using someone's link. You can use my link, tesla.roamingnorway.com. Then you get a discount on a Tesla. And yeah, you should use someone's link. So just a reminder here, if you're ordering a Tesla, tesla.roamingnorway.com. 8% on arrival, perfect. We will unplug and go. Oh, there is an XM. "55 minutes to install." Oh, okay, we will do it. We will do it. Do I need to take something from the car? Oh, okay. Everyone is clogging up the version 2s. And the version 3s are all empty. No one here. No one here, and no one here at the V3s. Everyone is clogging up and sharing power at the V2s. Updating. The slowest update ever. Third software update was finished, which is nice. I bought some food, just some snacks and food and clementines, which apparently is the English word for Clementines. It feels so wrong to say it like that. Anyways, the software update is complete. It actually took less than 40 minutes. I think it took like 35 maybe. So I really just got to eat a hot dog and buy some supplies. So the release notes were wrong, but I know almost everything that's new, so I'll just go through it, at least some of it, and I'll just go through it while we are driving and actually testing the features. So auto shift, off, out of park, I had available. This is what makes the car go into a gear when I press the brake pedal. It's in drive, so now the car is in drive and will drive. What you can do is press it like this, and it'll actually shift every time. So we will test all these new features. There are some new service menu, cabin filter, wheel alignment check, windshield camera area, precision cleaning as needed, and everything you need to do, which is really nothing. And there's already a new update, or game update, so not important. Okay. Here is a new route planner. So let's say we actually want to go to Bergen from here. It'll recommend another route than I want to take, I assume, but it doesn't really matter. Let's test a new... Oh, okay, it actually recommends this route, and it recommends charging here for 0. Nice. Shock, which is our next charger, and then Shy, 2 chargers left. Amazing! And the route planner looks a little bit nicer, and you can clearly see how many stalls are available. You can see, we can have a weather map. New weather map! Wow! This is awesome! We will test everything as we drive. But now we have a 23:20. That means 11:20 p.m. arrival in Bergen, and it might be later than that. I don't know about the conditions, but I'll keep you updated on all the new stuff. This is the new route planner. We can set arrival energy. I want to arrive at 5%, save, always arrive the lowest possible if you have a charger at your location, of course. Reaches the nearest supercharger with 5% is not... Okay. Doesn't matter at all. We will just drive, and we can make it to shock with 8%, just like before we started this charging session. Our update. So the update took about 30 minutes, I think. You can look at the timestamps and see. I'll just put up some new music and just enjoy the ride. You can see the price for gasoline, diesel, and kilowatt hours. UNO-X has been installing these fast chargers everywhere around Norway, and they are where the pumps used to be. So there are 2 less pumps, and there are 2 Alpitronic Hyper 300 fast chargers there. And you can see the price is 4.8 kroners per kilowatt hour, which is really, really nice. I love that they show off the price per kilowatt hour. I'm looking at the live watt-hour per kilometer projection, which is new in the Tesla, what's this called? The efficiency graph, the efficiency app. And it gives me live projection of the watt-hour per kilometer. So if you have an aim for a consumption, this is great. You can see while you are driving. Amazing. I think they also made the efficiency graph much more accurate, and the live projection as well. And yeah, elevation, battery conditioning, climate, and everything that goes into the total range of the car, of course.
This is great. Do you remember? Can any of you even remember when a 1080/1440p-ish GPU was 250?
Okay, snow-covered roads, which is interesting to drive. Of course, it's a little bit slippery when you accelerate, or it takes time to get the grip. but it actually works out pretty nice. I would say I have no confidence issues in the car due to it being rear wheel drive. It doesn't matter really here. It's 3 p.m. and already getting dark and colder. It's -5 right now, so not too cold actually, but cold enough for the snow to be dry, which is much more comfortable driving in dry conditions. We are 60 kilometers away from the supercharger in Chalk, and we will arrive with 9% instead of 8. So currently the estimation is very accurate. It estimated 8 when we left, and we have been going a little bit slow due to cars in front and conditions, of course. But I assume we will get up to speed soon, and we will be able to charge at Chalk. Some people were asking how I film my videos and what cameras I use, and I use a Sony camera and I use my iPhone for the most part for most of my videos. And you might ask, how is it mounted? It's mounted on this fantastic Jowa wireless MagSafe kind of charger, and you just pop your phone there and you have an awesome view out, and you can like have a wide view or a narrow view, whatever, and it works absolutely amazing. And totally recommend this Jowa product. It's my favorite Jowa product. You just have it here, then there goes a cable to the rear, and you of course can hide the cable inside the trim piece here, so it's invisible. It's absolutely amazing. It holds the phone very thoroughly in place. It won't go anywhere. So absolutely recommend that product, and you can use the link in my description for a 5% discount on all Jowa products. Right, they are building, I think, 28 version 4 superchargers. Oh, I can see them. We will go and count them. Here you can see some Tesla superchargers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11. I can't count. Jesus. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. But these are not open yet. They are coming, and yep, that will be nice. We can charge here. We don't want to charge here anyways, so it is completely fine. Look at the beautiful sunset as the sun goes down beneath the horizon here. We got our last little bit of sunlight. It's absolutely stunning out here. This is, by the way, road number 15 in Norway. What's it called? the national road number 15, I think. Yeah, and I actually haven't driven this stretch on this road before. I've driven so much in Norway, you know that. I made so many videos, but you have never seen this stretch. And we are actually going over a mountain tonight, which will be a little bit scary, but I assume we will be fine. We are at an estimated 8% on arrival, just like when we left Dombås, which is nice. And there is 39 minutes until we are there. Efficiency for this entire trip from Trondheim, we have actually just driven 268 kilometers. Wow, but it's so slow. Anyways, we have used 52 kilowatt hours to get here, which means we haven't even used an entire battery. We have charged, of course, because we didn't start at 100%. You know how this works now. 195 watt-hour per kilometer, so pretty high consumption actually, but not still more, still much better than many other cars in the summer. So I can't really complain at all. We are out in the middle of nowhere, and there is a Chevrolet Bolt, not an Opel Ampera E, which was the usual brand for this car in Europe, but an actual Chevrolet Bolt out in the middle of nowhere, in the middle of winter. That's interesting. Strynefjellet, that's the mountain pass, and it's open, but we are going to charge here. So let's see if we can find the Tesla supercharger. I've never been here before, and yeah, will be interesting to see. I see that Tesla has built out these superchargers very well in Norway right now, and yeah, it's just insane the type of expansion that Tesla has had with these superchargers lately. Percent arrival. Let's see our charging speed now. With 36.8 degrees in the battery, we should come up to maximum speed, 170 kilowatts, and then it'll fall off like normally. I think. Let's see if we have made it possible to learn this charging curve. So 174, like I said, perfect, nice. Let's see how much we need to charge to get to our next stop. 20 minutes, it says, to get to Skei supercharger, and I need to check the ferry times. I think there is a ferry around here. I can't really remember. Yeah, it's a ferry here, Lavik. Okay, I'll need to check if we can make the ferry at all. Oh, wow, this will be interesting. Very nice to finally see an official Apple Watch app from Tesla, and it works as a key as well, so you no longer need your phone with you. You can just have this as a key, and it's very easy. You just download the Tesla app on your phone, then you simply install the Apple Watch app via the Watch app on your iPhone, and then you are ready to go, really. It's really easy, and it gives you all the information you need and quick preconditioning, and works as a key. Nothing's better than that. By the way, For this to work, you need an Apple Watch that's newer than Series 5. You need the newest Tesla app, and you need the newest software on your car, which is the holiday update, which in this case is 2024.44.25.2. Wow, that's a long number, and this is just a game update if you're wondering. So it says 10 minutes to continue. We are at 91 kilowatts now at 54%. It's slowly declining. The battery temperature is very hot, 48 degrees Celsius. Once we turn up the heat here, as it gets a little bit cold outside, I want a little bit more heat inside the car. Typically it'll take the heat from the battery into the car, which is awesome. Oh, here you can see the new wireless charger from Tesla. So you can see I'm charging it here, and then I can just smack it at the back of my phone to charge my phone, which is awesome. You can see I have enjoyed some clementines, and I still have the sexy knob here, and some drinks, and a camera, because this is a beautiful location. So I took some photos, which will be over on my Twitter or X account, Roaming Norway. While we are waiting for charging, there is nothing better to do than to check the precipitation map. Okay, so there is no rain en route, except if we get this. It seems safe. I think this is precipitation for the next few hours, so we will dodge everything. And you can see we are in the middle of the mountains right now, and we still need to go here, one more charge, and then here. I need to check this ferry right now. Thanks for the reminder. 4%, I'll leave once it says 5% at chalk. I think that's enough. We are just going down from okay, we are first going over a mountain pass actually, and then down, and yeah, let's hope we have some charge left over once we're at 5. I'll unplug now. Let's test the auto shift thing. Let's say I want to go out here, but then I can't completely make the turn. So then I'll do like this, and it will automatically go into reverse and then into drive again. I didn't shift once, and it was a 3-point turn. That's awesome. That was a 20 minutes charge, 34 kilowatt hours. 20 minutes, that's a pretty long charge, but we are now going over a mountain pass, so that's great. We're sliding around, just having a little bit of fun. 6%, it estimates 6% at the next supercharger. So let's go over the mountain into the dark. Here is an ID3 ahead with some pretty great matrix LED headlights actually. I wonder if they are actually better than on the Tesla. I think he wants to let me pass. Thank you. Complaint about the Tesla matrix LED headlights that I haven't heard many people talk about is that they are extremely slow to activate. It's very dark now, and in my opinion this is conditions where it should be on, but it decides that I can still see the road, and it's true, I can still see the road, and it can get darker than this, but in conditions like these they should be on automatically, the headlights. Not the headlights, but the matrix version. The guy in front of me is a guy that was charging at the same charger as me. This one is a Model Y with a trailer. He's towing in -8 degrees. He's towing, and yeah, seems to work well for him. I haven't talked to him, but seems like there are no complaints towing with an electric car in the cold weather. the way, the Tesla still decides that this is not dark enough to enable the Matrix LED headlights. So I'm very close to actually, you can see this is on. And this is off. Okay, now it decided to activate. Nice. So now the Matrix LED headlights are activated, which are super, super nice. And I actually really enjoy them. I just wish you could reduce the sensitivity, increase the sensitivity to darkness a little bit, because it takes it's quite dark before it automatically engages, and you can't manually engage like the automatic function of the headlights. Of course you can override and just have the headlights normally, but yeah, I think the Matrix LED should be activated when there is just a little bit of dark outside. It's fine, but now it works, no complaints. And after having driven with these Matrix LED headlights for a while, I think they are good in a sense that they are standard on the car. There are other cars with better headlights. There are other cars with oh, there's someone coming. There are cars with better headlights, and there are cars with, you know, if you have a LED bar, which I had on my old car, or extra lights, it's way better than this. But it's a nice set of headlights for like a standard feature on a car, and I think they are good enough. I would probably install a LED bar just to get everything, but yeah. Having the ability to dim the zones like you have on Matrix LED headlights is super, super comfortable as well when you're driving through dark areas. So you can focus on actually seeing things in the road instead of turning the high beams on or off. Okay, so it's like -8 degrees outside, and this is more like classic winter driving. So it's dry snow. It's of course much less grip than usual, but you can still take the curves and everything completely fine, and it feels great driving this rear-wheel drive Tesla in these conditions. To be honest, I'm a little bit surprised of really how great this car feels driving on roads like these. You can drive at the speed limit. The headlights are good. We can see if there are any animals in the road, which is the main danger here. We have, as mentioned, dry snow, which is typical Nordic winters, or that's like what the winter tires are designed for. Really, really fantastic. The Tesla and the Nokian Hakkapeliitta 10 EV tires just work together here to, yeah, such a confidence placement in the curves, and a little bit tail happy car, but nothing out of the ordinary or anything I would really classify as dangerous. And it won't fall out of the curve. You can take curves at a significant speed without problems. So it feels amazing driving in these conditions with the Nokians and the Tesla Model 3 rear-wheel drive together here. Actually, I'm a little bit shocked of how good this feels to drive, and how much confidence you get, and yeah, just the safety of it all. Even braking, oh, fantastic braking performance, just amazing braking performance on snow. So yep, this is great. Now we are entering the mountain pass, and it says it's open, which is I would say that's great that it's open. If not, I would have not known what to do, to be honest. So you can always check in mountain passes on I don't know, statensvegvesen.no, which is the web page for the Public Road Administration in Norway. They have an overview over all the mountain passes in Norway and the prediction for the next 6 hours, if it should be closed or not. So it's a great resource if you are driving around Norway in the winter, because the mountain passes are very often closed down, and yeah, due to bad weather, really. But this one is open, and yeah. We are in the western lands of Norway. That was the border to Westland. And we are still on the mountain after that super long tunnel. Wow, there's some insane stuff going on. Here is another tunnel. Fantastic. Traffic lights inside the tunnel. Oh, it can close. That's scary. Average efficiency of 196 watt-hour per kilometer. This will increase as we decrease our elevation. We started at around, I think, 700 meters over sea level or something. We are now at 433 and declining. We are now driving through this super curvy road, as we have driven through 3 tunnels which decrease our elevation. So they built 3 tunnels to like get down from the mountain, which is nice. And now we are driving through this crazy curvy but fun roads. It is 1 degree outside. It seems to be pretty dry, and actually it doesn't seem to be slippery at all. So we can take these turns at a relatively okay pace. The route planner went crazy, but it actually split the charging stop that we were supposed to have in Skei in 2. And that means it wants us to stop earlier and then later. So 2 stops instead of 1. I'm in the mood for just following the route planner right now. I think it actually updated because it's actually faster than to hypermile it to the Skei supercharger, because we did have such a small margin. So we will go to the Stryn supercharger, never been there, and we will arrive with a very high 33%. It actually estimated 28% at the top of the mountain, but I think the car has regened more than it thought earlier. And I must say that the roads here are so nice for being like Western Norway roads. I'm actually kind of surprised of how nice these roads are. Let's see here. We lost a little bit of regen, and then the car shoots forward because we lose regen. That kind of sucks. I wish it was better at using the brake pedal to make up for the loss of the regen, because now we are down to 50 kilowatts maximum regen. It's normally 85 kilowatts maximum regen before we started this trip. So, and it'll probably reduce and reduce as we overload the system, really. This one wants me to stop at the supercharger at 33%. We got so much energy driving down. Why are the lights flickering? I don't know. Doesn't matter. I hope you can see me. We are driving. We are now down at sea level actually, but I can't see anything because it's black outside. It's completely dark. The matrix LEDs work fantastically, and I have decided to skip the charging stop at Stryn because it says we can arrive at the supercharger Skei with 5%. But there is a caveat to that. Supercharger, no, it's no caveat. It's a 250. I thought it was an old one. Well, why not? 5% arrival, so back to the old plan. 5% arrival instead of 33 here, and then skip to another supercharger in Førde. We can rather do a deep, proper last charge at this Skei supercharger in 1 hour and 23 minutes. So thank you for still watching, by the way. I'll see you at the Skei supercharger. At the Skei supercharger. Let's see, how long do we need to stay here, Mr. Tesla? 25 minutes apparently. 3 hours 22 minutes until we are in Bergen, so we have beat the route estimate so far, which is great. As I mentioned before, I skipped the last charging stop and jumped here to arrive at the lower state of charge. We arrived with 7%, I think. It was estimating like 5, and then there was some slow cars. 175 kilowatts, maximum charging speed. We are at 37 degrees Celsius in the battery here. And you can see the charging speed here. And you can see the rear inverter heating the battery. And you can see our maximum regen power, which is 85, which is the maximum of this car, apparently. Anyways, 177 kilowatts. Wow, 10%, nice. So we will just stay here for a little bit. It says 25 minutes. I don't think we need all that. Doesn't really matter. I need to go to the bathroom, and I need to get a last little snack before we are finished with this trip. There is a ferry coming up. And yeah, we need to make it to the ferry. Interesting layout. We have the power cabinet. The power cabinet is 360 kilowatts, divided by 1, 2, 3, 4 Tesla superchargers. So if everyone uses them and they are at full power, you get 90 kilowatts out of each of these. But they can also output up to 250 kilowatts alone if they are not at, if not all of them are in use. Anyways, we are charging at our maximum 170 something kilowatts there. And here are version 2 superchargers along the way, which are slower for us to use, which is why we are here. There are also Ionity chargers over there, and a Circle K, which I will run towards right now. Trunks are that you can have food inside here. So we have some ham and cheese. And we can safely store it here because it's like a fridge, I would say. I've been to the bathroom and we are at 59% now, 9 minutes remaining to continue the trip to be in Bergen with minus 11%. I don't know if this calculates my arrival energy. Let's put it up to 10%. What happens then? Let's see, minus 10% as well. We need about 10% because we're going out of Bergen as well when we arrive. So actually, I think we will just drive all the way to the ferry dock, which is here. Then we can charge here. It's like close to the ferry dock. And then we can time it with the ferry. So we can just wait there until the ferry comes here. And then, perfect. we are good to go. So I think that's a good idea. Then we save some time. Even though this is a slow one, we can still get the full 140 kilowatts, which is much better than 73, which we get here. And we are ready to go, so then we just go. Is a great example on the Matrix LED headlights. It's late at night. I don't know why so many people are driving here. It's kind of strange. Anyways, just look at how the lights are blocked off over the Mustang Mach-E in front. You can see that we light up on the sides, up the wood. We light up the woods, which is great for making sure that we don't get animals into the road, or at least you can see the animals, but we don't blind the driver in front. So you can see that we don't project any lights on the Mustang Mach in the front. He of course has his own headlights. He seems to have like normal headlights and not matrix, any matrix functionality. And if we like back off, sorry, I'm a little bit tired, you can see that it still keeps like a black dot on top of the Mustang Mach-E. So this is the Tesla Model 3 Matrix LED headlights. They are absolutely not the best in the business, but they are standard. Buy the cheapest Tesla and you get Matrix LED headlights that work. You can see the black dot following the car in front, and we light up around him or her, and we get great visibility without any interaction on the headlights. No one is blinking me. I've been driving for 10 hours today, continuously, with some charging stops, of course, and there has not been a single person actually blinking at me, which was not the case with, for example, the ID Bus with IQ headlights from Volkswagen. So now you see the Matrix LED in action. You can see that it's very fast to react if I move towards him. You can see it just turns off the pixels that are covering his car, which is awesome. Model 3 priority, that's perfect for us. Let's plug in at this V2 superchargers. The ferry leaves in half an hour for us, so we will just stay here for 20 minutes and then go to the ferry, I guess, and then we will get more than enough charge. There is no reason to not charge when you're waiting for the ferry, right? So we are just waiting for the ferry to come. We might actually take an yeah, we will wait for that ferry, so we will have more than enough state of charge. There is no reason to doubt that. 599 kilometers, 186 watt-hour per kilometer is our efficiency. Trip A is the one, by the way, I'm quoting. 112 kilowatt hours used. That's almost 2 full batteries. We have been driving for hours and hours, I don't know, 9 hours, 10 hours, 9, I don't know. So quite a while. And yeah. Wow, a Model X towing. See, it's a towing meetup. It's a towing Model X and a towing Model Y right behind it. And then we have me, which is not towing today. Down to 54 kilowatts at 78%. We have been here for a little while now, but we are just waiting for the ferry. So why should we not charge, but the ferry leaves in 10 minutes, so I think I'll just go down to the ferry dock to check what's up. 42% in Bergen, so more than enough, and that's fine because Tesla charging is really cheap now, almost too cheap. I don't know, this seems perfect to me. It doesn't say where this ferry goes. Awesome precipitation map, which shows light, moderate, heavy and severe precipitation. And of course, in Norway there is almost no rain, like always. And then you have all the other countries with a ton of rain and stuff like that. So very nice to see, and yeah, very cool to have on road trips. And it's very what should I say, it seems to be very accurate in its placement as well. Electric car and electric ferry. We are moving, but you can't hear it because it's almost completely silent. It's kind of amazing actually. And not only that, this is the first electric ferry or large car ferry that's fully electric in the world. The first one. So that's interesting. And very comfortable, I must say. There is almost no sound at all. It is 1040 kilowatt hours, which is quite a lot more than this car. And I think it uses around 20% of its battery for getting over to the other side of the fjord, which is interesting. We are now getting off the ferry here in Oppedal. It's cold and we have about 2 hours and some minutes until we are finished with this entire trip. It has been, I don't know how many hours, at least 10 hours, I guess, somehow. And yeah, it has been tedious, but it has been nice as well because we have autopilot in this car, and autopilot works on roads where you have traffic in both directions, which is absolutely amazing for me and my use case. We have studded tires, which have taken us through the snow and a little bit of ice and slippery conditions. And we have an okay sound system. The bass sound system is okay, but it helps to have an okay sound system as well. And we have matrix LED headlights, which have been the real helper here. No need to turn them on and off and all that. So, what else is there to say? Well, we have driven, as I said, 600 kilometers. We have still driven 600 kilometers because we have just been on the ferry. The ferry was electric, and that's cool. I'll talk to you soon with a little update on this entire drive, and I thank you so much for being here still. It's so dark here right now. You can see the car in front is not lit up. Everything is lit up, and when we get over this hill, I assume, yeah, it'll turn off that area. Super nice to see the matrix LEDs in action. We are driving a fully automatic car here. We have autopilot engaged at about the speed limit, and we have matrix LED headlights activated. So the car is driving itself, and the headlights or the high beams are also working as intended. Everything is fully automatic, and of course the car doesn't seem to complain so far, but let's see now. This should be a low visibility scenario. Completely fine, no problems. We are fully on autopilot, and like I always mention with autopilot, if I do any steering input, you will hear it, because it will disable autopilot. So here it tries to drive kinda in the wrong lane, but it straightens itself up completely fine. I must say I'm very, very impressed. It's so dark outside. It's as dark as it gets ever. We have absolutely no sunlight at all. Not even any moonlight. It seems kinda a little bit, I don't know. It's completely black outside. I can't see anything beyond the car in front of me. We of course have a little bit of moonlight. It's half moon now, but I don't think you will ever experience anything darker than this, and autopilot works perfectly fine right now. Of course it has the car in front, but I've tested it without the car in front, and I must say I'm really, really impressed. I've never experienced autopilot being so good at just holding this lane in the middle of the night on the darkest roads in the world. These are the darkest roads in the world. It can't be anything else. And yeah, just absolutely amazing. Smooth, takes all the curves, even though some of them are totally crazy, but it takes most of them. I've not seen any issues. Okay, here is a bridge. Are there any issues? Nope, completely fine. And seeing this work in conjunction with the Matrix LED headlights, this seems kinda like, okay, we don't have fully self-driving in Europe, right? For Americans, that might seem like the future. It's an awesome technology. I think I have maybe 10% of the same feeling when I'm driving here. And it's just amazing to see that the headlights work themselves. The car is currently driving itself at the speed limit and taking all the curves. It has amazing visibility, and even though it says lane departure might be degraded, whatever it says, it doesn't matter because it works. Everything works. So yeah, I'm very, very impressed with autopilot, and I think it has gotten a lot better for me to use here in Norway than earlier. This entire segment has been on fully autopilot. It's completely dark outside. We have no snow at all, and snow means light because it reflects the little light there is to make it lighter outside. Of course, now we are driving into a tunnel, but it is completely black outside, and I must say that autopilot has just been amazing. There has been zero issues with keeping its lane, even though it's so dark outside. Let's drive up here. I can't see anything almost outside, even with the high beams on. It's so dark outside now. There is zero light, zero snow, and autopilot just works. This is insane for being vision-based. It just works and works and works. It's completely dark outside. Of course, the high beams are also doing its job. Automatic matrix LED headlights, which make sure to not blind anyone, even if they are in front of us, coming against us. It doesn't matter, it just works. Autopilot and matrix LEDs work so great in the new Tesla Model 3. I'm very impressed. Do you think this is a significant bridge of some sort? But I have no facts for you today, sorry. But it's absolutely stunning views. Seeing these small Western Norway towns on each side of the fjord, and yeah, a beautiful bridge. A short one though. I think there is another cooler bridge later. Stay tuned. Here is the bridge. Nordhordalandsbrua. So I think this is a floating bridge. It's floating, partly floating, and it's partly like suspended in the water or something. It has kind of like an elevation gain here. We're on the bridge now. It's a crazy bridge actually. If you haven't guessed it already, I'm kind of into infrastructure and like big road projects and stuff like that. I think that's fun. I wish I knew more about this bridge, but it looks absolutely crazy from here. And you can see here we have the hill or the elevation gain on the bridge itself, and going up here and into whatever village is on the other side there. Sorry, I'm not very I don't know this area very well. And here you can see the suspension on the bridge. Super cool. Okay, there are some rerouting on because of construction, I think, on the motorway. So I'm driving through this neighborhood with this semi-truck in front of me. Anyways, right up ahead here is 4 UNO-X Alpitronic Hyper 300 chargers by this grocery store, and I often do some charging tests at this area. There is a Volvo EX30 and a BC4X taxi charging there. Now we're going back on the motorway, so yes, I'll run through the final numbers since we are actually in Bergen right now. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you learned something about the new holiday update, about the Tesla Model 3 Highland, and yeah, generally just learned something about traveling around Norway with an electric car. We have had a few charging stops. I would say that we have driven so much more than we have been stopped charging. It has not been a bottleneck, the car, it's always the human that's the bottleneck, at least for traveling in Norway, where you don't have as high consumption on electric cars like you have in the US, where you have higher consumption on electric cars. So I'll run through the final numbers for this trip. Since we are in Bergen, we have driven 705 kilometers today. That's quite a lot in Norway, if you know how slow driving in Norway is. So we have driven for, I don't know, 10, 11, 12 hours, something like that. And we have used 128 kilowatt hours. That's 2 batteries plus a little bit more. And our average final efficiency is 182 watt-hour per kilometer. So, do you have an electric car that's more efficient than this one in winter, considering all the snow driving and everything else we have done? Please let me know. Anyways, thank you so much for watching Roaming Norway. If you want to subscribe, you can subscribe, but you of course decide that yourself. I'm tired, I need to get home and get to sleep, but it has been a very, very nice drive over here. And we have seen a lot of beautiful views, and we have properly tested the Tesla Model 3 rear-wheel drive LFP battery pack. Can it preheat in cold weather conditions? Yes. Can it drive on snow? Yes. Can it drive on ice? Yes. Can it drive on wet snow? Yes. Autopilot is amazing. Matrix LED headlights are great, and just such an awesome package for the price. Absolutely insane packaging, this car. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you in another video very, very soon.